First thing is good evening, everybody. I just want to introduce myself. If you didn't know, I'm Dovi Greenberg Schwer. That's my claim to fame.
Anybody doesn't know Dovi Greenberg?
Okay, anybody doesn't know Dovi Greenberg yet?
Anybody doesn't know Dovi Greenberg, you shouldn't be here.
Raise your hand also, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. So Schuz, just Rosh Hashiva, just Rebbeim here, to be able to share a few thoughts with you while you're eating cholent. And please don't stop eating while I'm talking. It's okay. If the cholent looks good, keep on eating. Is that right? So I just want to share a little machshava before Shavuos. You're going to stay up Shavuos night. And the Medrash has something pelvic that happened Shavuos night. So Shavuos night, all of Klal Yisrael were doing something that a lot of us are very familiar with, and a lot of us enjoy, which is called sleeping. Right? They're all sleeping. And Moshe Rabbeinu was coming around, and he's waking everybody up. He's like, wake up! Time to Kabbalah Torah. What's going on here? And you have to wake everybody up. And some bring down that that's the minhag we stay up Shavuos night, as we masakin, that there was the Klal Yisrael was not awake. Was not awake the time of Matan Torah. So I have just a very pashut question. How's it possible, if you think about it for a second, that everybody was sleeping? Think for a second. Either you have two choices. Either you're very scared because you have no idea what's about to happen. You just said Nasa v'nishma, you just said HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm ready to do everything, but wait a minute, what did I just get myself into? And a person could be scared and thinking about what's going to happen, so there's no way you're going to sleep. You're going to be sitting, you're going to be wondering, well, what's happening? Or, on the other hand, you can have so much adrenaline, you're so excited. We're getting the Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu's coming, you're not going to sleep either. So how could it be that everybody was sleeping? No one was excited, no one was scared, everyone was sleeping. Straight, puffing, sleeping, done. I mean, we like sleeping, but come on, I mean, such a time that everybody should be asleep, it doesn't make any sense. How do we understand this? So this question bothered me for years. And finally I saw it in the Sefer of Schwab. Schwab asked this kasha, and he gives a very beautiful teretz, which I'd like to share with you tonight. And it's something that you said that you should take with you. He says the following. He said, think about how HaKadosh Baruch Hu appeared to our Avos before Matan Torah. How did Hashem talk to the Avos? Anybody?
In dreams.
In dreams. Right? The Chalemus. In dreams. So what is Klal Yisrael thinking? Moshe Rabbeinu says, we're going to get the Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to speak to you. So Klal Yisrael's thinking, 1 second. How's Hashem going to speak to me? Hashem's going to talk to me one-on-one? That's a shayach. There's no way Hashem's going to talk to me. That's not going to happen. What's going to be? It's going to be a cholam. It's going to be a dream. Just like the others, the same thing. So we all go to sleep. Tonight, that we're going to go ahead and give a Kabbalah Torah and sleep. Right? So they go to sleep. And Moshe Rabbeinu runs around and wakes up and says, no, you're making a mistake. This is different. Kabbalah Torah says HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to talk directly to you. There's no intermediary, there's no dreams, there's nothing else. This is real, live. As they said in Brooklyn when they used to play basketball, mano a mano, so to speak. One man to man, one-on-one. This is it. We're talking directly to you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not playing games here. Straight. And you can talk to Hashem directly. And Hashem is going to talk to you today. And that was the mistake that Klal Yisrael made, but that we're masaking. By us staying up all night, we recognize the lesson that Moshe Rabbeinu was teaching us, and the lesson of Kabbalah Torah. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu talks to every single one of us. Hashem is talking to every single Jew. There's nobody that he doesn't talk to. There's nobody that he doesn't have a relationship with. And it's not something in a dream, it's something real, one-on-one with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what he wanted us to experience, that we should experience the Torahs. That when we're ready to become the Torah, it's not just, something that happens in a dream, it's something that's real. That we communicate with Hashem, we talk to Hashem. I heard this part once by Klatsko, and seeing Klatsko, he once said, Yiddishkeit is not a religion, it's a relationship. It's a relationship. So it's Vegas with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when Hashem talks to you, we talk back. And Kabbalah Torah is us that we talk back and we're ready to receive the words of Hashem and we're ready to talk to Hashem. So I was thinking, as we approach Shavuos, and it's something that all of us have to feel. It doesn't make a difference what level any person is on. It doesn't make a difference what type of Jew you are. Every single Yid has a kesh with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and every single Yid has a chance to talk to Hashem this night, and forever, always. And I want to share a story, something that my Rebbeim told me many, many times. If you want to talk about how do you have a communication with Hashem? Hashgacha Pratis. When you see Hashem in your life, He's always talking to you. The shadow is, are we ready to talk back? That's our question. Are we ready to talk back? Are we ready to interact? Are we ready to have that relationship? So I want to share a story that happened, that I witnessed. So I like saying stories like that, because sometimes you say stories from a storybook and everybody says I heard 100 of them like them, but I'll tell you a story that I know for sure is 100% true, and that happened a number of years ago, about 18 years ago. So I still have a memory, even though I became a Zaidi again recently. Okay, so what happened was like this. I was sitting, at that time actually, we had a base manager called Makar Chaim in Chicago, and it was actually also made up of a lot of young guys who were working, learning, guys who were going to college at the time, different things. And there was a number of guys that I used to learn with. And one guy, who recently actually was someone who was about Tshuva, was just becoming from, and he never witnessed seeing Baal Batim learn in the afternoon. There was a Yarchei Kala that was going on in the Koil, in the Chicago Community Koil. And I wanted to show him that people take off time and they go learn, and they see that it's such a chashuv thing that they want to do it and take off a week of their work to learn. So I said, meet me in the Koil, we'll learn in the Koil this day. So it was one day in the summer, the entire summer I never learned in the Koil, probably years I didn't learn in the Koil after I left the Koil. I decided to meet him 2 o'clock, meet me in the Koil, we'll learn. His name is Brad. So Brad comes to learn with me, and we're sitting and learning, and in walks Rav Gershon Ribner. Anyone knows Rav Gershon Ribner? Lives here in Lakewood. So I used to learn his Chabura when I was in Lakewood. I hadn't seen him in many, many years. And I told my Chavrus, I said, do me a favor, take a coffee break. I want to go say hello to Shalom Aleichem to Rav Gershon. So I walk over to Rav Gershon, schmoozing for a few minutes. I come back, and there's another guy sitting next to Brad. So this guy in a purple yarmulke was sitting down. It looks like he didn't really belong in the Koil. And he said, Shalom Aleichem. I said, what's your name? His name is Ben. So I got Brad and Ben. It's a true story. Brad and Ben. Somehow it goes together. Okay, there was Brad and Ben sitting in front of me. And Ben was just in Eretz Yisrael on a birthright trip. Anyone know what a birthright trip is? You know what birthright trips are, right? Okay. So Ben grew up in Evanston, Illinois, which none of you heard of probably, right? Evanston, Illinois. And had no shaykhs, Yiddishkeit at all, didn't know anything. Came back from a birthright trip and ready to fly, but he didn't know what to do with himself. He knew something about Eretz Yisrael, Torah, something. Driving by, sees the Hebrew letters, just walks in off the street. One day, just walks in. As he walks into the hallway, that very minute, this guy, Brad, is walking out for his coffee break. Meets him in the hallway, sees a guy, fellow college student, Shalom Aleichem, what's your name? He's all on fire, he's ready to, and he says, come, I've got my rabbi here, come learn with me. And he pulls him in. So we did a little switch. Instead of learning Gemara, pulled out the art scroll, we started learning a little Chumash, and started talking to him. And all of a sudden I started to realize this guy was really wanted to learn. He was excited, he was asking questions. And I used to give a shiur Thursday nights. I said to him, you're invited to come to my base manager. I gave him my number. He says, come by Thursday nights and you can keep on learning. And Ben came Thursday night, and the next Thursday night, and the next Thursday night, and the next Thursday night. And for many, many years. And Ben today currently is living in Eretz Yisrael with 7 children, Baruch Hashem, and living a very frum lifestyle, and learning Torah as well. And I look at the story and I think, okay, what are the chances? Let's go through this. If you want to talk about hashgacha pratis, of things happening. The one time that I'm learning in the Koil that summer, the 1 hour, the 1 minute that my chavrusa takes a break and meets him in the hallway to bring him in, this guy walks in, just gets inspired at that moment to come in. What's all happening here? All these coincidences. There's a great line, the coincidences are miracles where Hashem chooses to be anonymous. There's no such thing as a coincidence. It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu talking to you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was looking out for Ben's neshama and said, Ben, I got a place for you. You're going to walk in at this time, at this place. You're going to meet these people. You're going to meet this person. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And your whole life is going to change. And all of you here, every one of you, if you take stock and look in your life, and Baruch Hashem, you have wonderful Rebbeim, yeshivas, you have people you interact with all the time. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is talking to you all the time. Through all kinds of people, through all kinds of ways. Through the Torah, through learning Torah, through living Torah. Through going about and acting like a mensch throughout the day, through doing things in your work, in your businesses, everywhere you go. He's constantly talking to you. And it's our job to try to talk back. And try to say we're ready to take that responsibility. We're ready to be people who are Ovdei Hashem, who keep on growing and recognize the Yad Hashem in our lives, and are able to keep on growing and building that relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what Kabbalah Torah is all about. It's about receiving that relationship The Dveikus HaKadosh Baruch Hu saying, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm ready to talk back. I'm not talking back in a chutzpahdik way. I'm talking back. I'm ready to connect. I'm ready to communicate. I'm ready to have this relationship. And I'm sure Mitzvah Hashem, this Shavuos night, that here is supposed to be a Gavaldik night here. I can't say I'm going to walk the hour to be here with you, but at least I'll probably hear about it from a distance. But it's a night to start to not just start talking, but to keep on talking. And to keep on looking out for ways where you could find the Yad Hashem in your life. Find those moments where Kadosh Baruch Hu is talking to you, and keep on talking back. And keep on building on that relationship. So share one more story. Should I do another story? Is it story time and another story? Another story. We'll do one more story, and we'll wrap up because I see the challenge starting to a little challenge here. But so share another personal story, but I think it's kedai to say over, just as a way to go through life and thinking about this, because we can all ask ourselves a question: how do I really talk to Hashem? How do I have a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu? It's when you start looking for it, you find it. And sometimes it hits you in the face. So 10 years ago, right before Shavuos, I had such an incident. There was a time where Beis Medrash was in need of a Sefer Torah, and so we were looking to dedicate a Sefer Torah. Myself and my wife. My wife's parents were both nifter. My father had been nifter many years ago. And we said, we're going to dedicate a Sefer Torah. We're going to try. Call up a Sefer, find out how much a Sefer Torah is. They go, okay, maybe not. Hey, maybe push myself a little too much. Rebbe's salary doesn't cut it. It's not really going to happen. Okay. But I said, you know what? We have cousins, we have friends, we have people. Let's try. So we started reaching out, calling people. Can you maybe not have this much, that much? And we started to build up a little bit of money. And we said, okay, maybe it can happen. Then it was 2008, or the end of 2008, if anyone follows a little bit how many people lost some money during that time in the stock market and other things. And Baruch Hashem, every single one of them were the people that I'd asked to donate money to the Sefer Torah, and every single one of them said, sorry, I'm out. So now we were left with one person who was donating to the Sefer Torah, which was me, myself, and I, and it wasn't a lot of money, trust me. So, going back to it again, you have about $40,000 to raise, 50, whatever it is, by the time you finish with the whole thing, to get a nice Sefer Torah. And sitting down once in Shabbos with my wife, the Sefer's calling me saying, okay, if we're going to start, we want to get it ready for Shavuos. It was already way before. Need the first check. And so Rabbi says to me, he says, listen, give up. I know we want to do it for the right reasons. We want to be mechaber our parents, but it's just not in the cards. We don't have the money. What are you going to do? So I said, let's hold out one more day. One more day. You never know. The next morning I'm davening Shachris, and it's one of those moments. You ever have a moment where you really you feel like you're davening good one time in your life? It happens once in a while. And I was mom, just like, Hashem, come on, I just want to do this for our parents. We want to be mechaber them. We want to do this right. Just show me a sign. I don't know why I said that, but in my mind I was davening, give me something. What am I doing here? Should I do this? Should I not do this? So I finished my essay, and it was right at the end of davening. It's Sunday morning in Beis Medrash. A guy walks in, never came on a Sunday. He's not there on a Sunday, he was usually there during the week. Pops in, pulls up in the back seat. I see him, he's taking out a checkbook, he's writing a check, comes over to me. I used to collect money, always, the Beis Medrash people would give me money. And he stops, he says, Rabbi, I overheard you talking that you wanted to dedicate a Sefer Torah in the memory of your father. No one knew about this. It was only me and one other person that I spoke to. This guy overheard the conversation. I had no clue how he heard it, but he heard it. And he comes in, he says, I overheard your conversation. I want to be the first one to give you money. He puts down a $1,000 check on my stender and says, please accept this from me. I remember standing there just shaking. I couldn't believe what just hit him. I'm davening, I'm pouring my heart out. And it doesn't happen all the time, trust me. Many times Hashem says no. Many times you don't get the answers right away. Don't think it's going to happen. But unbelievable. I get my sign. So I come home and say, we're doing this. We're doing this Sefer Torah. My wife looks at me, how, what? I said, I just got my simon. It's going to happen. And Baruch Hashem, a few months later, all the money started coming in. We started writing letters to different people. And right before the Sefer Torah was dedicated, the Sunday before Shavuos, the last check came in and it was totally paid off. And Baruch Hashem has been read for the last 10 years. And I think about it, and you say, okay, you can say, coincidence, the guy just walks in on a Sunday with a check in his hand that overheard something that makes no sense. But sometimes it does make sense. Because the Kadosh Baruch Hu is saying, I know you have a ratzon, I know you want to do something, I'm going to help you get there. I think every person, Ein Davar Ami B'fei Ratzon, Chazal tell us that when you have a true ratzon, as Klal Yisrael had the Nasav and Ishma that every Yid had at Matan Torah, we all have it. Everyone has it in them. If we all just let it go forth and talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the deepest Ritzonos, we should be able that everyone, all your Ritzonos should be answered, everything should be fulfilled, and we should all be able to Mekabel Torah, Benachas, B'Simcha, with Atzlacha Rabbah.
Amen.